Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I will show you how to use the CRA calculator to determine your home office expenses and how to enter the results into YouFile. This video is for educational purposes only. If there are any discrepancies between this video and the CRA website or documentation, please follow the information on the CRA website or documentation. In order to claim the home office expenses, you must meet the eligibility criteria. If you are not familiar with the criteria, you can watch my home office expenses video. You can find the link in the description. In this tutorial, we will look at two examples, the temporary flat rate method and the detailed method. I'm not going to discuss other employment expenses or the GST HST rebate. For the first example, assume I worked from home for 150 days during the COVID-19 pandemic in 2020. We will go to the CRA calculator. You can find the link in the description. On this page, go to Calculate Your Expenses. Select the first option, the flat rate method. Ensure you met the eligibility criteria and you understood this claim method. For the number of days worked from home, for this example, we will use 150 days. Click Calculate the flat rate. The calculator shows that we can claim $300 of home office expense. Next, we can go to YouFile. In the interview setup, make sure you select employment expenses. Then go to the employment expenses section and choose the T777S for temporary flat rate method. Confirm that you met the condition. For this example, we'll put 150 days in the second question. Based on the information we just entered, YouFile will automatically report the amount on Form T777S and line 22900 of your tax return. In the second example, we'll look at the detailed method. Remember, you need supporting document and a signed T2200S from your employer in order to use this method. We will use the following assumptions for this example. We will go to the CRA calculator. We will select the second option. Ensure you meet the eligibility criteria. You know the total size of your workspace and finished areas of your home, and you have all the supporting documents. For this example, we will select rent, a designated workspace, and we will use square feet as the measurement unit. Enter the size of workspace and home. If you're not sure how to calculate the size, you can click on the question mark. After you enter the size of workspace and home, the calculator will tell you the percentage of your home used as a workspace and for employment purposes. The next step is to enter the period of time worked from home. For this example, it is April 1st to May 31st, and then September 1st to December 31st. Next, we will enter the expenses. You can only claim the expenses you paid in the part of the year you worked from home. You cannot claim the expenses you paid for the whole year. For the 6 months I worked from home, my rent was $6,000. My total electricity, heat, water, and home internet access fee was $1,800. My other expenses was zero. If you have other eligible expenses, you can enter it here. Stationery was $20. Finally, we need to enter the employment income from box 14 of the T4 tax slip. The reason is that you cannot use home office expenses to create employment loss. Click Calculate your expenses. The calculator shows that I can claim $800 of home office expense. You can print this page for reference. You don't have to attach this to your tax return. Next, we can go to U-File. We are at the Employment Expenses section. For the detailed method, we will choose the second or third option depending on whether you are earning salary or commission income. Again, if you're not sure the difference, please watch my video on the home office expenses. For this example, we'll assume salary. Enter the information for your employer, including the address, the contact person. It could be your manager or it could be a HR person. And you need to enter your information as well regarding the employment period, title, and duties. For this example, I'm just going to assume that I work for the company for the full year from January 1st to December 31st. This first page is for you to enter expenses except home office expense. So for the stationery, we will enter it here, $20. Then we have to enter the employment income. Click Next. For the percentage of home used for personal purposes, it is 90% for this example. It is because the CRA calculator shows us the employment use portion was 10%. Then you can enter your expenses here. And click Next. If your employer has already completed Form T2200 as for you, you do not need to fill it out again here. None of the information on the Form T2200S affects your tax return, and you do not have to submit it with your tax return. However, you should keep a copy because the CRA may ask to see it later. Based on the information we just entered, your file will automatically report the information on the tax return. If what you see in your file doesn't match with the result from the CRA calculator, you should double-check your numbers and ensure you entered everything correctly. And that's it for the detailed method. It is also very easy. Thank you so much for watching. If you like my videos, please subscribe to my channel and please share it with your friends and family.